Hey, what's up, everybody? Adam Marcy with MMA Underground here today with rising star in the UFC, Ian Garry, ahead of his UFC debut against Jordan Williams, which takes place at UFC 269. Ian, how we doing today, bro?
Absolutely sensational. It is the day before weigh-ins, and I'm super pumped. I'm so excited.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know fight week is crazy. I heard you're a busy lad, so we only got about 10 minutes today. So we got to get right to the good questions. Is that cool?
Absolutely. I'm so busy.
Cool, man. Cool. So let's get right to it. As you know, you're very young. You're only 23 years old. So I would imagine there's many active UFC fighters that you grew up watching. Tell me one fighter that you're such a big fan of that you don't think you could fight him if offered the fight.
Oh, wow. I don't think there's anyone I wouldn't fight if I was offered the fight.
Even McGregor? I know you're a big fan of his.
Yeah, even McGregor, yeah. Why wouldn't I want to test my skills against someone like him? Someone who I've grown up watching. I don't think that fight will ever happen, but I wouldn't say no to it. I think it'd be absolutely sensational to share the cage with someone like that. I'm not a fighter, right? I'm a competitor. So for me to step into a cage or an octagon against someone, it's not because I want to kill them or cause harm. I just want to prove that I'm better than that guy. And it's not my fault that I do it in a beautifully violent way and I completely destroy someone when legs start going from underneath them. But I don't think there's anyone on the planet I wouldn't want to fight if that was offered.
So let's entertain that hypothetical possibility just for giggles. If you did step into the cage with Conor McGregor, what do you think would happen? Would you need to utilize your grappling skills or would you take him on the feet?
We would both put on the most entertaining shit talk in a fight you've ever seen. You ever seen two Irish guys chat shit to each other?
No, usually it's just Conor and then somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine Conor times two. Imagine Conor fighting himself, except himself is taller and longer, and be like, "Hey, you're not going to be able to hit me," and he'd be like, "Shut your fucking mouth." It would be highly entertaining. That's what it would be, and you know what? It would go down in history. It'd be brilliant.
I imagine you think you're taking the W, though, right?
Always. I'm not going into any fight ever thinking I'm losing.
Of course, that's what I figured.
Never. Come here. In reality, if I'm fighting Conor, there can be no loss. The dude is as he said, red panty night.
Yeah, right. Accurate. So I was on your Instagram before this interview, and I saw that you had pictures with McGregor dating back to when you were like 15 years old, roughly.
Yeah, 15. Work experience in Louis Copeland's, and Conor came in ahead of one of his fights. It was just after he got the tattoo on his chest, and I was like, threw the McDonald's bags inside, ran down the stairs, and was like, "Can I get a picture?" And it was just a cool experience.
Yeah. Also, I guess you didn't want him to see you eating McDonald's, right?
I didn't care. It was more I went and bought all the guys' ones because they were so busy. I was like, "Throw it. I don't care whose it is. Figure it out yourself. I'm going on to get a picture."
That's funny. What I want to ask you is, we know that you've been inspired by him, as many of us have, but it's been a couple of years now where Conor's been in the news for predominantly less than positive things. I'm wondering, as a fan, as somebody who was inspired by him, when you hear about this news, does it affect the way you view him and think about him at all?
I don't judge people. It's not, I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know anything. And for me, I don't speak about anyone's life outside of what they do. I mean, we don't know what's going on. So, I mean, I just take the positives out of Conor and everything that he's done. And that's always what I'll do.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. It's hard to judge people when you haven't had hundreds of $1 million before, right?
Exactly. And it's also hard to judge people when they've got cameras and people in their face all the time. And I can imagine he lives a hard life, having people coming up and like not being harassed all the time, but being like, he's a global figure now. You know what I mean? Everybody knows him. I can imagine that's hard in life too. So we don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, all I see is Conor had probably the best, most historic rise in the UFC, and he brought the most eyes to the UFC ever. Brought the most like pay-per-views, most hype. It's something I want to emulate. Do you know what I mean? It's something I want to copy, and that's all I look at. The positives.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's an awesome mindset to have. You know, I'm doing this thing where I ask 20 different UFC fighters to tell me about the craziest street fight that they've ever personally been involved in, or if you've never been involved in one that you've witnessed. Can you hit us with a story, Ian?
I've never been in a street fight. No one's ever had the balls.
What about witnessed? You're from Ireland, right? I hear you got some brawlers out there.
Yeah, they still don't know.
So you've never seen any friends? Okay, man, no problem. So
I mean, I've seen fights. I've just never been involved in them. I'm not again, I've said this. I'm not a fighter. I'm a competitor. Also, no one's ever had the balls to come up and start something. I mean, they for a reason they shouldn't. But at the end of the day, man, like
I'm having to answer. Sorry about that.
It's good. At the end of the day, it's not what I do. I'm not going to fight someone out in the street. Like I'm a competitor. I fight in the gym. You want to come to the gym and fight? Then great, cool. But I'm not gonna it's too dangerous out in the street. You know, I was glassed before. Do you know what I mean? For absolutely no reason, and that was it.
Glassed? What is?
Yeah, I finished my beer. I went, right, anyone want to come to the hospital? Let me jump in an ambulance. I don't want, like, there's no need for me to get in a fight. Ever.
Did you say that somebody hit you over the head with a glass bottle? Is that what I understood?
Glass, yeah, glass.
So tell me about that story, man. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Why did they do that? You seem like a nice guy.
He was just drunk, and that's what happens in the world when you're drunk and you see someone as beautiful as me walking around, you get jealous and you put a glass in the back of their head, and then it was very dangerous. And it's stuff like that opens your eyes to, all right, well, I don't want to have a street fight because someone just pick up a glass and put it in the back of my mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like, he literally put it in the back of my head. It was dangerous.
How many stitches did you have to get?
Just a couple in my ear. Thankfully he missed my artery. He missed my eyes. There was scratches above, below my eyes, in my ear. So it was really lucky that nothing was touched. But again, I'm God's favorite. I'm blessed.
I'm happy to hear it. I got two questions. They're both super quick. We know that the Irish, you guys you don't come to take part, you come to take over. So I want to know, what year, what's your timetable for capturing the UFC title?
Good question. I'll be 24 after this fight. I won 3 fights, 6 fights. I reckon within the first 3 years.
Awesome. Love the confidence. Last question from me. As you know, at UFC 269, the main event is between 2 competitors in your weight division. Who do you think is going to win that fight between Kamaru and Colby? And how do you see yourself matching up with the winner?
Well, I think Usman's going to smash him. I think he's just a far superior fighter in every sense. He's phenomenal at what he does. He's gotten so patient, and his striking has gotten so much cleaner, and the kill shot has gotten better on him. He's finding that right hand. He's finding those knockout shots. And I feel like he's already spent 5 minutes in the cage with Colby, and he finished him in the 5th last time. I don't see how it goes past the end of the 3rd. And yeah, dude, Usman's lapping everybody in the UFC right now. I mean, he's beaten 9 of the top 10 or 8, something ridiculous. But the dude is insane, and if he just keeps going on, he will be the best welterweight that's ever lived until I get the belt. Until I go. You want to take
the belt from Kamaru specifically, or do you not care?
I don't think Kamaru will be the champion by the time I get to the belt. I don't think he's going to be here in 10 fights. I think he'll have retired and been very happy with his career and retired a champion.
Yeah, sounds like a reasonable prediction.
I don't see anyone taking that belt off Kamaru right now.
Interesting. Hey, Ian, I really enjoyed this conversation. I feel like I could talk to you all day, but I want to let some of the other MMA media get their time with you. So I appreciate your time. Anything you want to say to the audience before we let you go?
Saturday night is going to be the start of a historic career in the UFC. And if you had the chance to go back and watch Conor's rise from the very start and be a part of it, or watch John Jones or watch GSP and feel the energy from every single fight. I'm sure you would. So don't miss out on Saturday night because this is going to be the same.
I applaud that answer, my man. Hey, it was great speaking to you. Hopefully we'll catch up in the future. See you soon, buddy.
Take care. All the best. Stay safe.